practicing intuitive energy worker. I'm attuned to Master Reiki, quantum crystalline energy, level 2, which incorporates, so quantum crystalline energy in a nutshell helps to remove limiting and blocks and belief patterns and outdated patterns from all planes and existences, from our chakras, light bodies, and DNA, and then in crystalline too from our hormones as well. So on that journey, I become extremely, like, it really helped to develop my intuition. I do lives on Facebook every Tuesday, and I'm only telling you this because with the chakra clearing, because that's the one thing that you might not get quite down pat today. And so if you ever get a little confused, just tune in on Tuesday, you'll be able to see me do it, or you can replay, look at this video again. Just getting them all in order for anybody who's not as, you know, attuned to the chakras. Like, it's you know, that's a little bit of a learning. We will go over that briefly, but it's kind of a repetitive thing to learn that, just like anything with more than 3 things that we learn. So I also you know, I have like I do intuitive shopping for people for their gifts, and not with my crystal shop. And then I do some other healing things with horses as well, with MagnaWave and supplement line. So that's me in a nutshell. I actually didn't know I was a witch until somebody told me, because, you know, I thought that doing all of these rituals and everything that I was doing was just normal. You know, I just thought that I was just following the moon phases and doing my rituals. I didn't know they were spells. So, so it's just me being me. So, you know, it's kind of exciting. So we're gonna get started. So I have found that for anybody who has trouble connecting to a pendulum, that it's really important to, you know, connect, to ground, and then connect with whatever your higher source is. So before we start, I'll just let you know that I work with all planes, all existences, all deities. And so when I am sharing with you what I say, just replace that with whatever resonates with you, whoever you work with, whoever your higher power is, that sort of thing. Okay. So first, we're going to start with a grounding ceremony. It's also kind of a cleansing ceremony. So if you don't happen to ground into the earth, which a lot of people surprisingly do not, including myself, then you can envision yourself in this ceremony, like sitting on a cloud or sitting out on the water, or whatever the case may be for you. Okay, so I invite everybody to take 3 deep breaths. And I invite you to envision 2 thick cords originating from your root chakra. You're probably all going to want to close your eyes and just relax. They're extending deep, deep down into the earth. As you breathe in, 1 cord on one side delivers beautiful golden earth energy. And as you breathe out, that which no longer serves you is released on the other side. So breathing in, receiving beautiful golden earth energy. And breathing out and releasing all that doesn't serve your higher self. Now, in your mind's eye, this can look a little bit like dirty dishwater or tea colored, but just be confident that all that is not serving you will be released each time that you breathe out. Mother Earth receives, recycles, and purifies. So each time you breathe in, you're always receiving that beautiful golden earth energy. Once you're able to fully envision this, set the intention that it will remain throughout this workshop today. Okay, now open your eyes. Christy, can you turn your camera on, please?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know it was not working.
So how do you feel? Does everybody feel a little bit more centered than before? Okay. Okay, so now we're going to connect. So I always say at the beginning of doing any sort of meditation or energy work or divination to connect and protect, and then to release with gratitude. So this is something that I learned from one of my teachers, Cindy Dale. So you know, I'll leave a pause after each one, so you can. I normally do this inside my head, but I'm going to say it out loud for your benefit. So I leave a pause for you to do it as well if you choose to. And before we start that, I just want to say, always do what resonates with you. So that's one thing that's very, very important. No matter who your teacher is, always do what resonates with you. So I will be connecting with who resonates with me, and I invite you to connect with who resonates with you. So I affirm my authentic, essential self. I affirm my guides, angels, master teachers, ascended masters, the Fae, animal spirit guides, the archangels, and the ancestors. And I ask for your guidance and your assistance during all of the lessons in this workshop for my highest and best good. I affirm the saints, the Holy Trinity, and the goddesses, and I ask for your guidance, your assistance, and your protection during all of the aspects of this workshop for my highest and best good. And so it is, as above, so below. Okay, so whatever you have brought as a pendulum and with you today, so I'm going to show you some examples. I think I'm going to have to move this back a bit so you can see. Like literally, can you see this? Okay, anything can be a pendulum. So when I do these workshops, when I teach people in person, I start with these wooden fan poles because literally anything can be a pendulum. So I have that, I have a couple pendulums, I have a necklace, a couple necklaces. I even have a moldavite necklace here to use. So whatever it is that you have chosen to start with, you may have more than one choice in front of you, but whatever it is that you've chosen to start with, I invite you to pick that up. Okay, so we're going to do several different ways to connect with the pendulum. So the first thing that I always ask, and this is really important, I mean, of course you have to figure out if you're going to connect with that pendulum or not, if you don't already have it. But I think it's really important to ask, will you work with me today? So I always ask that at the beginning of every single time that I use a pendulum for any reason. Will you work with me today? I haven't had a no yet. I know some people who have. I've been fortunate. Just because, you know, the pendulum is a tool. We're working with our guides, with our higher power, with our source, whatever that may be, right? So we want to ask that permission. Okay, and so then to figure out what your yes, your no, all of that is, this is the first thing that I invite you to do. So say my name is and what your actual name is. So for example, I would say my name is Tammy. And that shows me yes. We will be doing the actual show me yes as well, but we're just going to do this first. So my name is Tammy. And then my name is Esmeralda. So say something that is not your name. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to try a different way. So now this is really simple. Show me yes. And I invite you, like, you can just put your pendulum in the air. If you're having a hard time connecting with it, doing it over your hand is very helpful. So it gives it like kind of a focus point, if you will. And show me no. Show me maybe. And show me rephrase. So those are the 4 questions to ask, and see if anybody has any issues, let me know. Just want to do that for a moment.
So when we ask for a rephrase, if it swings the same as maybe, then do we just reiterate the question of whether like a yes or no?
Okay, so I would ask your pendulum or rephrase and maybe the same. It's probably going to say no, and then just ask it again.
Okay.
Try that. See what happens. So just to mention, when you have your pendulum, you're asking different questions. So for example, say you got like 5 questions that you would like to ask your pendulum. So is my daughter actually going to get out of bed today? And then when you're done that question and you'd like to ask the next question, then you can say a couple things. So you can say, pendulum, please stop. Or what I do is I say, thank you. And then it stops and it's ready for the next question. Okay, is anybody having any issues at all, or is that all copacetic? You're
I
good?
just have a
Christy?
question. So I'm completely new to this. So in between, like, do you touch it or do you just let it hang the whole time? I mean, I guess that's what I'm not sure about.
Okay, so what I do is I don't touch it, but you can if you want. But because what I do is I ask the question, like, is my daughter going to clean her room today? For example, it actually says yes, and that is shocking. So then I say thank you, and it stops. You can also say, pendulum, please stop, or pendulum stop. So if you want to try those and see how that works for you.
Okay.
Felicia, were you able to get an answer for the rephrase and the maybe?
Yes. Yeah. So when I went to rephrase, then it started swinging vertically, and then the rephrase started swinging horizontally. Because at first when I asked, it started
There you go.
swinging horizontally both times, and I was like, well, that's not helping.
Yes, yes. Sometimes you have to clarify. So for everybody, it's different. So for example, for myself, yes is vertical like this. No is a circle, and then rephrase and maybe make an X. How about for you?
So for when I ask for yes, it always swings clockwise. No is counterclockwise. And then maybe
Okay.
or well, I guess I really haven't asked for the maybes or the rephrases, because normally when I'm checking for like an imbalance, if something's just not balanced, if it's open, it'll show me yes. If it's closed, it'll show me no. And then if it's just imbalanced, it'll just kind of swing back and forth. And if it's stagnant, it
Right.
just doesn't move. So I guess I've never
Yeah,
thought of
it's really interesting. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
different for everybody. So when we go into the chakra clearing and balancing here, for myself, when it's clearing, it will go in a circle. Sometimes it will go both clockwise and counterclockwise, but mostly clockwise. And then balancing, it will swing like in my yes direction. As it's balancing, then it will stop. How about for you, Rain Faye? What kind of directions do you get for a yes, no, and all of
Yes
that?
has always been back and forth for me. No is usually like this way. Again,
Yeah.
I've never worked with maybe before, so when I did it, it was more of a circle.
Right.
And then when I ask for
Okay.
rephrases, it usually kind of just sits still for me. So it's pretty much like it's not responding. So that's always kind of been like my, okay, I got to ask a different way. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. And how about you, Christy?
I'm figuring it out. I think yes is back and forth.
Okay.
Rephrase circled to the left, maybe circled to the right, and then no kind of went forward and backward, but then also kind of to the right. So I'm not sure about no.
Okay, so for
But they-
now, focus on just yes and no, and then go back after, like, you know, you've done this for about a week, and then add in the maybe and the rephrase
Okay.
is what I suggest. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just because this is about developing your intuition. So the next thing we're gonna, oh wait, I just wanted to show you. So pendulums can be used for like lots of things, right? So we can actually ask them to show us where something is hidden and that sort of thing. And so one of my favorite tricks is, so for example, you can ask the pendulum literally, show me north, show me west, show me south, and show me east. So you can even use your pendulum as a compass. Because when you're really connected with your guides, it's your guides showing you which direction is north, which one is south, and that sort of thing. So the first time I tried that, I was shocked that it worked. So I just thought that was just an extra cool little thing to share. So now we're going to do muscle testing. Is anybody familiar with muscle testing? We're going to come back to the pendulum in a moment. This is just about connecting with your intuition. Has anybody done muscle testing before? No? Okay. So if everybody can stand up. Right. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do the muscle testing kind of similar to how we did the pendulum. So we're going to start with, because it's different for everybody. So, you know, it just really solidifies about doing what resonates with you. Our intuition even does what resonates with it, with itself. So you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to say, my name is, and your name. So my name is Tammy. My name is Esmeralda. And you'll notice that you'll lean forward, you'll naturally lean forward and backwards, one for yes, one for no. And then the same thing, so say, show me yes, show me no. So the purpose of this, like, we don't always have our, it's to help us to connect with our intuition, to make our intuition more strong. But also, you know, like, we don't always have our pendulum with us. So if we go into like a supplement store and we're trying to figure out which kind of supplement would be agreeable with our bodies, then you can literally hold the supplement or whatever the case may be and say, would this be beneficial to me at this time? And your body will literally tell you. So it's like really super cool, right? And you know, you can, if you pick up, like when you're picking up crystals, you can do this internally too. This is kind of a starting point. But when you're picking up crystals, you can ask, is this the crystal that I need in my life right now? And it will tell you. And then of course you probably need all the crystals in your life. And if you that doesn't fit your budget, you can say, is this the best crystal in the store that would help me right now? And if it's not, then you can keep looking, right? So that's one way to do muscle testing. There's several ways to do muscle testings. A lot of them require two people. So there's the one where you put your arm up and you say the same thing. Is this beneficial for me right now? And you try and push the arm down. And so then, but again, this can be different. So this is where it gets confusing. Can be different for different people. So you still have to do the show me yes, show me no. And you'll find that your arm suddenly gets weaker if you want to try that for one or the other. And that can also be different. So a lot of people think that you know, the weakness shows you need it or doesn't show you need it, but it's the truth is that it's actually different for each person. And you can also do that the opposite way. You can do it with your arm held to your side and do like the show me yes, show me no, which is what most people have started to do. Like if it's a practitioner that's doing like supplement testing or whatever, they'll just get you to hold your arm to your side and try and pull it away rather than push it down. So that's another way to do that. And then another way that is super easy and super like inconspicuous, because everybody can sit back down. Did anybody have any difficulty with that? Was that okay? It's kind of freaky, eh?
Yeah, I didn't know
So
that.
then another thing you do is you can hold your
doing that on my own. So that was interesting. I didn't know it was actually.
Yeah, I'm not
that.
surprised. So you can hold your fingers like in a circle like this, and then put your other fingers, okay? And then do the same thing. So then say, show me yes, show me no. And you'll find that one or the other, you can pull it apart easily and the other one you cannot. So you're gonna, again, hold your fingers like as tight as you can, show me yes, show me no. And it just like, it will slip right through on one of them. For me, it's no, it slips right through. So another thing to mention is that you can do this internally too. So I always mention to people, you know, when you center yourself, like as we do and we connect in that, you can ask yourself, if you have a feeling that there's something off, is there something off here? And then say yes, no. And then whichever one feels lighter is generally the right answer, especially when you come to trust your intuition. So you can actually like give like either or, this, that, yes, no kind of questions for that specific one as well. So, you know, it just really helps so that you're not reaching for all those outside sources for validation. We really do, like, I mean, we need to learn and keep growing and that sort of thing from respectable, knowledgeable people who can teach us more about whatever it is that we need to learn. But to keep asking for validation from outside sources about, you know, if you said the right thing or did the right thing, or if there's something off here, when you know in your gut that it is, always trust your gut, right? Actually just plays with your self-esteem and confidence when we keep doing that. So all of that stuff is already within us. We can all just ask ourselves, and we can use the pendulum, the muscle testing, tarot, like whatever sort of divination that you do. Probably most of us do all of them. And so, you know, you just use that and trust your intuition. Always trust your gut. And that's really what this is all about, because our third eye, which is our center of intuitive psychic ability or whatever, it's also about that gut feeling, right? Like it's all connected. It's a primal instinct. Back to caveman days. That's where how they actually survived, was doing all of that stuff. Okay. All right. So, does anybody have any questions so far? No. Christy, was that okay? Did you have it? How was the muscle testing for you?
That was good. I've actually done that before in another class. So
Right.
just the leaning one, not the I didn't know about the finger circles. So that was interesting because that happened right away. And I was like, oh, there's the finger circles. Okay, so that's cool. And I didn't know about the arm pushing one. That one was a little I wasn't sure about that one by myself. Maybe if I had another person, but I think finger circles are good and the leaning, that's spot on. So yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do some chakra clearing and balancing now. So I'm going to demonstrate it to you. You're probably going to need, unless you're like super familiar with the chakras, a pen and a paper for this part, for sure. So I just want to make sure you can see the table here, a massage table here. So there are 13, or okay, so there are 12 to 13 major chakras, depending on who you talk to. I work with 8 on a daily basis, starting at the Earth Star chakra and then going up to the crown chakra. Oh, I almost forgot. I meant to do this at the beginning. I'm just going to do this now before we get into that. So I have these messages of life cards. I usually, if I have people here in person, I get them to draw a card for themselves at the beginning of any sort of like teaching type situation. So I'm just going to try and draw one right now for the whole group. See what we need to know today. Good thing I left them sitting on the table or I would have forgotten. These are really beautiful deck. It's also a really big deck, so it's hard to shuffle. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is the card. It's attaining peace. Today I turn within to find, isn't that funny what I was just saying this? Today I turn within to find the source of my experiences. There I find the peace that comes from seeking truth. I understand that the riches I discover within myself have greater value than all of the wealth of the outside world. Step by step, I continue my spiritual quest. Little by little, I free myself, rising ever higher and attaining true inner peace. So that's a really nice message for all of us today. I always say meditation, which we will probably talk about briefly, because I find that that's the best tool for developing intuition is meditation practice. And so it brings peace. That's the number one thing that doing like even a 10-minute meditation it helps us with, is to attain that peace. Okay. So I'm going to start with the Earth Star chakra. So I'll just do a little overview of the chakras. So chakras are like wheeling discs of energy within our body. They're all through our body, even like in our hands and our joints and that sort of thing. I think there's 122 altogether. And so the chakras, I always compare it to like a well-oiled machine. So to have balance and for having everything working optimally, all the components of a piece of machinery has to work. So if one of those components is off, it will affect the machine as a whole, and especially the components on either side of it. And it's the same thing with the chakras. So the Earth Star chakra is about 6 inches below our feet. It is about grounding, obviously, because it's below our feet, but it's also, I find, connected with what our soul purpose is, what will fill us up on the soul level. This can be like a hobby or a volunteer position or a job or any of those sorts of things. Just it fills you up. You're not doing something you can be doing something for everybody else, but the point is that you are filled up on a soul level. So anyhow, Moving along to the root chakra. The root chakra is our primal chakra that is regarding, you know, our primal needs, feeling safe, feeling, you know, like all of our basic needs are met, such as food, clothing, shelter, that sort of thing. It's also about feeling grounded and centered. And what I often find is that if one of the higher up chakras are off balance, then it will knock off the root chakra as well, which is a great example of how all the chakras work together. Our sacral chakra, so the root chakra is like right in our pubic bone. The sacral chakra is a few inches above that, below our belly button. I often refer to this as the pleasure center. Because it's our center of creativity and sexuality. It also houses anxiety and self-worth issues. It works with the solar plexus chakra about that. The solar plexus chakra is actually right in our solar plexus, so below our breastbone. So that's pretty self-explanatory where that is. It is about confidence and standing in our power, and then working with the sacral chakra regarding the worthiness and anxiety issues. Our heart chakra is right here, big surprise, right? And it's not only about love, it's also about self-love. So filling ourselves up on and then giving from the overflow, self-love, self-acceptance, self-worth is really the foundation for all of our other relationships. Then we move up to the throat chakra, which is our center of expression and communication. The heart, throat, solar plexus chakra connection is a huge connection that work together. So when people react, rather than respond, that's called a solar plexus reaction. And then we're often inviting people to speak through that heart center. So they're still standing in their power, but they're able to actually express and not hold that in, clogging up the throat chakra, if that makes sense. Then there's the third eye chakra, which is like literally right here, which is our center. We talked about that a little bit before, about being our psychic center, our intuition center, and it's about that gut instinct. Crown chakra, which is about right here at the top of our head, is our direct connection to the divine. So connecting with your higher power, your angels, that sort of thing, and it works with the third eye chakra. Okay, so it's always very important to cleanse your space. There's many different ways of cleansing. I'm sure that you've learned about a lot of those on your journey. So, you know, you can use smoke cleansing, sound. You can use satin spar and selenite, which is what I use for just these little quick in between people. So I always do at least 3. So, you know, the right side, the left side, and the middle. And I always cleanse my pendulum as well on a piece of satin spar or selenite in between too. So we're starting with the Earth Star chakra. So this is what I say. And who wants to volunteer, by the way? Does anybody want to volunteer to be the person? Felicia? Okay. So I asked for Felicia's Earth Star chakra to be cleared and balanced for her highest and best good. So I just want to mention that I found the Earth Star chakras ever since COVID started have been increasingly clogged as people question what their true soul purpose is. I found that the pandemic has brought along a huge wave of ascension as well. I asked for Felicia's root chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with her Earth Star chakra for Felicia's highest and best good. So for myself, right now, this is clearing the chakra as it's going round and round. It might look different for you. So, you know, it's just the first times, especially that you try this, it's really important just to, you know, kind of be open-minded and see what the pendulum is doing. because it doesn't have to look the same for everybody, and it probably won't. And also, just to mention that I've noticed that when the pendulum starts out like really, really slow, sometimes you may think that, oh, there's nothing going on there, but the truth is that a lot of times it's just more clogged up, and it takes a minute to kind of get in there and start to clear out all that stagnant energy. I've also noticed for myself that if the pendulum goes on a diagonal like this, it means that there is something that that person is blocking out on their own accord. Generally speaking, this is not intentional. They're not even aware of it. So just bringing it to their awareness. So Felicia, for you, it's indicating there's something in your root chakra that you are blocking out on your own accord. I'm not exactly sure what that was, but there may be more messages that are attached to that going up. It could simply be a matter of you're not taking the time to do some grounding each day, and centering perhaps a meditation practice may be beneficial to you as well. And now it's balancing. This is what it looks like for me when I do it. Again, it could look different for you. So you can see, Felicia, for you, your root chakra is really, really super clogged up. Have you been feeling ungrounded lately?
Yeah, and I know it's a lot of relational stuff, relationship related.
Mhm. Yeah.
Definitely feeling that.
Yes. The heart chakra and the solar plexus chakra, I find, are the #1 chakras to knock off the root chakra, knock it off balance. I asked for Felicia's sacral chakra to be cleared and balanced, and connected with her root chakra, from her root chakra to her earth star chakra, for Felicia's highest and best good. So again, the sacral chakra, the pleasure center, related to creativity and sexuality, as well as worthiness and anxiety issues that it works with the solar plexus chakra. I asked for Felicia's solar plexus chakra to be cleared and balanced, and connected with her sacral chakra to her root chakra to her earth star chakra, for Felicia's highest and best good. I asked for Felicia's heart chakra to be cleared and balanced, and connected with her solar plexus chakra, from her solar plexus chakra to her sacral chakra to her root chakra to her earth star chakra, for Felicia's highest and best good. So Felicia, just to mention that it indicated that on your solar plexus chakra as well, that there's something that you're blocking out on your own accord. I'm understanding that that's actually regarding standing in your power.
And that
I
was
asked
solar
for
plexus.
Felicia's.
Sorry, that was solar
Yeah.
plexus. Okay.
Yeah, that was on your solar plexus. I asked for Felicia's throat chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with her heart chakra, from her heart chakra to her solar plexus chakra to her sacral chakra to her root chakra to her earth star chakra, for Felicia's highest and best good. Whoa, that was a big release from your throat chakra. That's good. I asked for Felicia's third eye chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with her throat chakra, from her throat chakra to her heart chakra, from her heart chakra to her solar plexus chakra to her sacral chakra to her root chakra to her earth star chakra, for Felicia's highest and best good. I asked for Felicia's crown chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with her third eye chakra, from her third eye chakra to her throat chakra to her heart chakra to her solar plexus chakra to her sacral chakra to her root chakra to her earth star chakra, for Felicia's highest and best good. So Felicia, also indication of something that you're blocking out on your own accord with your crown chakra as well. That's your direct connection to the divine, connecting with your higher power. A lot of times there's and so like this is just for everybody, there's a lot of confusion about connecting with your higher power and what that may look like, and a lot of judgment and that sort of thing there. So I just want to share that it's just whatever resonates with you, and that you're allowed to believe in more than one thing, right? So, you know, I work with all planes, all deities, all existences, all that sort of thing. Everybody is welcome. So, and I always invite everybody to take what resonates with you and leave the rest. So, you know, if you want to, you know, meditate on that and see what resonates with you, and be open to the fact that that can change as you go along, then it just makes it a lot easier. Oh, okay. So do you feel a little lighter? Alicia?
Yes. I felt
Good.
a little pressure in my third eye space.
It was very,
but that was, yeah.
okay, good. So, is there any questions about that? Is that clear to everybody? Do you want me to do it again before you try it, or let me know your thoughts?
I would like to see it once more if anyone is interested in having it done, just because I was taking notes for myself.
Yeah, it felt like a lot.
Right, it is a lot. That's
Yeah.
why it's a 3-hour, or well, there's fewer people here, so it won't be 3 hours, but workshop, because it is a lot. And there's more to come. So is there anybody else who would like to volunteer?
I would.
Because if there's not, I can do my daughter or my mom. I always have permission.
I would.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna get a little sip of water. So if you didn't already write these down, I'm just going to go over them again if you want to write them in order. So the Earth Star chakra, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and crown chakra. So I asked for Christy's Earth Star chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected for her highest and best good. I asked for Christy's root chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with her Earth Star chakra for Christy's highest and best good. And it can take some time for chakras to clear, especially at this time of year. Like, we just went through a really long winter. I don't know what it's like for you guys there. It's just starting to green up here in Alberta. So, you know, people have spent a long time between when they're able to be outside enjoying all of the elements for long periods of time. So oftentimes there's certain times a year I find people are more clogged up than others. Other times of the year, and depending on where you are, if it's summertime and it's too hot to go outside, you can get really clogged up as well, because you know, whatever it is that you resonate with, whether it's the earth, the air, the water, being outside around the fire, like any of those elements, myself, the stars, so I can connect with those all year round. Then you know, you can definitely feel like as though you're more ungrounded and more clogged up at certain times of year. I asked for Christy's sacral chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with her root chakra, from her root chakra to her earth star chakra, for Christy's highest and best good. So Christy, for your sacral chakra is indicating that there's something that you are blocking off on your own accord in your sacral chakra.
Can you remind me what that one does?
That's a pleasure center. So our center of creativity, sexuality, as well as tying in with the solar plexus chakra regarding worthiness and anxiety issues. So oftentimes it is a matter of taking the time for yourself is a lot of times the reason why this one indicates a person is blocking this off on their own accord, especially caregivers. As for Christy's solar plexus chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with her sacral chakra, from her sacral chakra to her root chakra, from her root chakra to her star chakra. For Christy's highest and best good. So our solar plexus chakra, our power center, feeling like we're in charge of our own life, standing in our power. And, you know, ties in with the sacral chakra regarding worthiness and anxiety issues. Whew. I asked for Christy's heart chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with her solar plexus chakra, from her solar plexus chakra to her sacral chakra to her root chakra to her earth star chakra. For Christy's highest and best good. I asked for Christy's throat chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with her heart chakra, from her heart chakra to her solar plexus chakra to her sacral chakra to her root chakra to her earth star chakra, for Christy's highest and best good. I asked for Christy's third eye chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with her throat chakra, from her throat chakra to her heart chakra to her solar plexus chakra to her sacral chakra to her root chakra to her earth star chakra, for Christy's highest and best good. So you'll find the more that you do this and the more that you develop your intuition, that messages will come along as you're clearing the chakras. So Christy, for you, I'm understanding that you know, speaking up about taking some time for yourself and standing in your power would be a very good idea. Do remember that when we fill up our own cup first and give from the overflow, we're constantly replenished and we will not burn out. So, you know, as somebody who always wants to take care of everybody else, you know, that's our goal, right? But if we end up burning out, we're not going to be able to take care of anybody.
That's so funny. So that my husband just interrupted and was like, "Where are you? Your kids need you." And I'm like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Well, you just need to be around." I'm like, "I'm in a workshop. I'll be back in a bit. They'll be fine." Like it just happened like a minute ago when I stepped away.
Yeah. I asked her Christy's crown chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with her third eye chakra, from her third eye chakra to her throat chakra to her heart chakra to her solar plexus chakra to her sacral chakra to her root chakra, and her root chakra to her earth star chakra for Christy's highest and best good. Yes, it is just so important to set those boundaries and to take that time for ourselves, because if you do get burned out and you are depleted, then you're not good to anybody, including yourself, right? So, just being able to stand up and say, listen, I need this time for myself. Unless somebody needs to go to the hospital, do not interrupt me. I always have my phone set so that on do not disturb. The people who are in my contacts will ring through. The only time I will answer it for any reason is if it's the school, for example, right? Because usually the school only calls if there's an emergency. And so,
Yes.
I'll have it set so only that will come through if I'm doing like any sort of anything that needs my concentration. And if I'm doing an energy session for somebody like Reiki or crystalline or access bars or any of those sorts of things, then I actually will turn it on silent, but I will check it to make sure that the school didn't call like at some point. Because
Mhm.
like we do have to set those boundaries. Those boundaries are just so important. Okay, does
Yeah.
anybody have any questions about that? Go ahead. Do you have any questions?
Mm,
Is Range Bay still here? Or did she have to step out? So I know she said that she couldn't stay for the whole time.
Yeah, she had to leave to go to work.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Okay, so do either of you have any questions?
mm-mm.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
if you want to try and do that on your own, and so for both of you, your chakras are going to be still now because they were just cleared. So if somebody wants to like distantly do me, you can just do it on your couch, or if you have like I think you have Felicia massage table there that you could
Yeah.
do it on. And then Alex, are you game to volunteer for one of these ladies to do chakra clearing for
Yes,
you?
sure.
Okay. All right. So who wants to pick? Who wants to, Felicia? You can pick first.
Oh,
Okay, I'll pick. Felicia, you can do me. Christy, you can do Alex.
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Do you want to go one at a time?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right.
Here. Let me.
Trying to just remember the wording a little bit.
Okay. So it's I asked for Tammy's or star chakra to be cleared and balanced for her highest and best good. Then I asked for Tammy's root chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with her earth star chakra for her highest and best good, and so on and so forth. Once you actually do it, it's more cemented in. So that's why it's
Yep.
important to do it while it's fresh in your mind.
Let's see. So I asked for Tammy's Earth Star chakra to be cleared and balanced and cleared for Tammy's highest and best good.
Yeah, balanced and connected.
Balanced and connected.
Yeah.
See, I need to put because I'll forget. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. I asked for Tammy's root chakra to be balanced and cleared.
I think she's muted.
She is.
It'll spin when it's balancing, and mine was doing the thing, it'll spin, and then it'll kind of just start to swing back and forth when it's balanced, it feels like.
Yes, yes. So when I say it, of course, you do what resonates with you, but I find that it clears first and then it balances. So I say it in that order.
Yeah.
So I ask for Felicia's root chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with her earth star chakra for Tammy's highest and best good. And it will do whatever, like it will be different for everybody. So I invite you just to be patient with the process and kind of see what happens and ask your intuition, is it clearing? Is it balancing? You know, is it showing some sort of blockage on her own accord as you go?
Okay.
Yeah, and it will tell you. You will so it's an on the go process.
Yeah.
So just be patient with yourself.
I asked for Tammy's sacral chakra to be balanced and cleared, balanced and connected with the root chakra for Tammy's highest and best good.
So each time you have to go down the whole line. So from the sacral chakra to the root chakra, from the root chakra to the earth star chakra.
Okay, from the root chakra to the earth star chakra. And the sacral felt not quite as open, a little bit more blocked off.
Yeah. I've been single for 4 years.
Makes sense. I asked for Tammy's sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected to the sacral chakra, root chakra, and earth star chakra for Tammy's highest and best good.
Yeah. Okay, so you're saying from two.
Oh,
so from the solar plexus chakra to the sacral chakra, the sacral chakra to, yeah.
Okay,
That's okay. It's just all a learning process.
Right. Well, and when I had learned this before, it was so very different, and it was not reconnecting to the other chakras. It makes so much sense to me. And learning how to clear it with the pendulum instead of by hand and actually moving the energy out by hand. This makes it easier on my body.
Yes, it does. The guy that I originally did this workshop from is a Reiki master and a massage therapist, and also a emotion code practitioner and teacher. And he says that he does this at the beginning of every massage, at every Reiki, because what it does is it just takes some of the heavy stuff off so that you can go deeper in the actual session that you're doing.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. I'm going to love this for reflexology work. Okay, we are at the heart. I ask for Tammy's heart chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with the sacral chakra, with the root chakra, with the earth star chakra for Tammy's highest and best good. Oh, I like this. I ask for Tammy's throat chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with the heart chakra, sacral chakra, root chakra, and earth star chakra for Tammy's highest and best good.
Okay, so don't forget about the solar plexus chakra.
Oh, and the solar plexus chakra.
Yeah, so you're going down
heart
the line.
Chakra,
so from the heart chakra
solar plexus
to the
chakra,
solar plexus
root
chakra,
and earth star.
solar plexus chakra to the sacral chakra, the sacral, because you got to keep repeating it. sacral chakra to the root chakra, because that just helped to connect them all.
Right.
And
Well,
as
and
you
it's
go down
funny
the
when you
spine.
say that, because when I missed it, it kept kind of like catching. It's like you're missing something. Okay.
Yeah. When you're at the heart chakra, you missed it, but I thought you just forgot it and you're just learning. So it wasn't a big deal. But then when you missed it at the throat chakra, I thought I better mention that.
Yeah. You're like, I don't want to be off balance.
I just wanted to make sure that you learn and
Yeah.
to remember everything.
Thank you. I asked
For
for
sure.
Tammy's third eye chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with the throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus chakra, sacral chakra, root chakra, and earth star chakra for Tammy's highest and best good. Oh, I see you think a lot. Makes it.
I'm an Aquarius, so I live in my head.
My oldest is an Aquarius, and very much so.
Yeah. I'm never
Okay.
lonely.
I asked for Tammy's crown chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with the third eye chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus chakra, sacral chakra, root chakra, earth star chakra for Tammy's highest and best good.
I'm going to step away and go to the bathroom really quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank
So
you.
how did you like that?
I loved it. I haven't, like I said, I had worked very differently and had just used my pendulum to almost just kind of check before, and then, use the hand clearing and all of those sorts of things to clear things out. And this just helped so much. And I
Mhm.
like that. And I like that it's balancing and connecting on the way down,
Yes.
because when something, and it's funny because, again, I always refer to my chiropractic or reflexology brain of that. When you clear the blockage, then it gives flow for it to move through and to move out. And so that makes sense to me,
Yes.
that as we continue to work down,
Mhm.
we take that first, if there's blockages there, move that out the way, and then it gives room for everything else to kind of clear and
Yeah.
flow out. So I loved that. Thank you.
So most of the time, I do not say this out loud. I say it in my head. When I'm doing my lives on Tuesday, I do like every second or third one out loud, just because I'm also showing people what the chakras are. So when you are doing this, do whatever works for you, like whether out loud or inside your head. But be aware that our words are very powerful. So to include, rather than just listing them down, to actually say, for example, from the throat chakra to the heart chakra, from the heart chakra to the solar plexus chakra, from the solar plexus chakra to the sacral chakra, from the sacral chakra to the root chakra, from the root chakra to the earth star chakra. I just find that that's the way I learned, and I find that it helps them connect and flow so much better than taking the shortcut. So I just wanted to mention that. Try them both and see if you see a difference. Okay.
And I'm sorry, can you repeat how you were saying that just one more time? I'm making me just a small side note here. And you don't have
Yeah,
to then do all of
absolutely.
them,
So
but just,
I'll just start from the top. So this is what I would say when I'm at the crown chakra, for example. I asked for Felicia's crown chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected to her third eye chakra, from her third eye chakra to her throat chakra, from her throat chakra to her heart chakra, from her heart chakra to her solar plexus chakra, from her solar plexus chakra to her sacral chakra, from her sacral chakra to her root chakra, from her root chakra to her earth star chakra for Felicia's highest and best good. And So like at each point, I'm always saying each of them just to make sure that everything is connected and flowing properly. And the pendulum and all crystals really for me are a tool. So, you know, like in another workshop, then I may maybe like a workshop for the crystals or crystals for the chakras, that type of thing. I use different crystals for different chakras, and sometimes I will place them on there, especially when I'm doing more in-depth energy work. But even when I'm doing this simple chakra clearing and balance, I will sometimes use crystals if there's like, if it's seriously taking a long time for a chakra to clear and it seems like super blocked, I'll grab one of my crystals. I have like a set crystals that I use as tools. I have a separate set for crystalline, but then I have other ones that I use in Reiki and in like just energy clearing in general.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. My pleasure. Christy, are you all set? You want to try
Kind
it
of.
out?
Yeah, I'll totally try it. I just kind of, the only thing I wasn't clear on is like, how do you know when something's clearing or blocked? Is that like when there's a disruption in the spinning, or, you know what I'm saying? How do you know?
Well, that's something, it's different for everybody. So that's something you kind of learn as you go. So you just like hold the pendulum in the right place and then see what happens basically as you go. And then you will start to understand. I have found that it will clear first and then balance. And
Okay.
so that's also why I say it in that order: clear and balance, clear and balance. So the pendulum will work in, and not every chakra will be both blocked and unbalanced, but most of them are a little bit blocked.
Okay.
So, you know, you'll see that it'll go one way to clear and then it will start doing something else to balance. And that will definitely be different for each practitioner.
Okay. All right. And I know her name's not Hello Skitty Mushy. So what's your name?
It's Alex.
Again? I'm sorry.
It's Alex.
Alex. Okay. All right. Alex. Got it. Thank you. I was like, I said, hello, Skitty. Okay. Okay. I asked for Alex's Earth Star chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected for her highest and best good.
Okay. So on the next one, I invite you just to let the pendulum do its own thing and not start it. You don't have to move your hand at all. You just go to the root chakra and say the words.
Sorry.
Just lift it up or just hold it.
I was muted.
Yeah, just go when you're finished with the Earth Star chakra. So you know you don't have to touch the pendulum with your hand at all, or
okay.
even
Right.
start it swinging. You just will hold it over the root chakra and start talking when you get there.
Okay. All right. Okay. I asked for Alex's root chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with the Earth Star chakra for her highest and best good.
Yeah, just like that. And just wait. Sometimes, see, it's starting to move. So sometimes it takes a second if there's like a deeper block. So it's always good just to wait for a second. Looks like it's clearing now.
There it goes. Okay.
Excellent.
That's kind of cool. Okay, so does that look like that one's done?
Well, it looks like now it's switched to doing some balancing. Is it still moving there, but in a different direction?
It's kind of shaking.
Yeah. So just wait for it to stop.
Okay, I think it's more or less stop. I mean, I'm
Okay.
kind of, it's hard to hold my hand perfectly still too, so I'm trying not to mess with it. Okay.
It's
Um,
definitely a practice thing for sure. Be
Yeah.
patient with yourself.
Okay. All right. So I asked for
You're gonna move
Alex.
up a couple inches. Move up a couple inches to the sacral chakra.
Okay, okay, here. Okay.
So the sacral chakra is below the belly button. So you're envisioning, where everything is. So you're going to do the sacral chakra, which is a couple inches higher. So you actually have to move up the bed or, the table
okay.
or whatever
So
that you're doing.
laying down on the
Yeah.
bed. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
like envision just laying down on the bed. Exactly.
all right, moving up. Okay. So now we're doing sacral. Okay. I asked for Alex's sacral chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with the root chakra. From the root chakra to the earth star chakra, for her highest and best good.
Good.
Okay. I asked for Alex's solar plexus.
Don't forget to move up to the solar plexus chakra. So you have to move yourself.
Yes.
Over.
Okay. All right. I asked I asked for Alex's solar plexus chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected to the sacral chakra, from the sacral chakra to the root chakra, from the root chakra to the earth star chakra, for her highest and best good. Hmm.
Are you finding a little more movement in the solar plexus chakra?
Oh, this thing's going. I'm like holding really still and this thing's going. This is really cool.
It is cool, isn't it?
It is. I kind of I have no idea what to expect here. This is fascinating. Where'd it go? Yeah. So it was rocking and now it's sort of doing an oval.
Right.
I mean, it's like, it's awesome. I'm like feeling it like moving against my fingers, like it's just going.
Yeah. Sometimes it goes, I can hardly hold on to it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
Solar
cool.
plex
Eh?
chakra needed some help.
Hmm?
Yeah.
My solar plex chakra obviously needed some help.
Oh. Okay, it's kind of simmering down now. And some vibrations.
Mhm.
Oh, you guys can't see.
I can see. You're doing a good job.
The tremors. Seems like that's done.
Mhm.
Okay. I asked for Alex's heart
Don't forget
chakra.
to move up to the heart chakra.
Oh, I keep forgetting. Okay, up the table. All right. I'm gonna move a little bit here. I'm on my
Okay, it's
bed.
a learning
I don't
process.
really have my bed, so it's kind of weird. All right. All right. Up.
That's okay. Anything works, a couch or anything.
Okay. I asked for Alex's heart chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with the solar plexus chakra, from the solar plexus chakra to the sacral chakra, from the sacral chakra to the root chakra, from the root chakra to the earth star chakra, for her highest and best good.
You have such a beautiful heart, Alex. Can you feel that? Like, wow.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Now there's the tremors. It seems to be the pattern. The circles or the rocking and then the tremors.
That's just as it finishes off.
Hmm?
That's just as it finishes off. Like it's just moving a little bit. The tremors is it just moving a little bit.
Okay. Throat. Um, I ask for Alex's throat chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with the heart chakra, from the heart chakra to the solar plexus chakra, from the solar plexus chakra to the sacral chakra, from the sacral chakra to the root chakra, from the root chakra to the earth star chakra, for her highest and best good.
So it looks like it took a second to start moving there in the throat chakra, and that can indicate just like a deeper block in there. A lot of times that's something to do with lack of closure on certain things, or holding back boundary setting issues can be associated with as well.
Every single time I get anything done with my chakras ever, my throat chakra is always blocked. Always. But I also
Yeah,
I also set no boundaries. So, you know, that's
no, I can
probably
see that.
Well, there you go. Kind of picking up again.
Yes, sometimes it does that. It will go and it'll kind of pause, and then it now when it does that and then it starts again, it's going into a different layer.
Yeah, no, it's
And that
go.
happens most often when there's a slow start like that, because it indicates the deeper block. So as it gets the first layer, then it pauses for a second, then it gets to the next layer.
Look at that going. I'm holding still. Look at that going.
Mhm.
yeah.
No
That's cool.
boundaries. There we go. No boundaries. That's why.
I have no boundaries. I don't say no.
It's also
Saying no doesn't exist.
super lack of closure. If there's something that you have a trauma and of your heart, and then you don't get to have the closure from that trauma, then that is a huge thing in the throat chakra as well.
Yeah. Which I mean could definitely be it too. But I also know that I don't say no. I tend to only say things that are nice and only say things that are happy. And I don't set boundaries or tell people that I can't do something. I just commit to all the things, always.
Somebody recently said to me, you know, Tammy, you can tell people what you really think and still be a nice person.
Right? I have to learn that.
And that really resonated with me.
Yes.
And that's where the solar plexus heart throat chakra connection comes into play. You're able to still stand in your power and express what it is that you think, but then you say it with love. And don't forget about that love for yourself when you do that too.
Excuse me.
Still doing stuff.
Still doing stuff. Is it doing different stuff now?
Yeah, it
Like as
changed
if it's balanced
directions.
out?
Now
Yeah.
it's trimmering again. It's interesting when the
Okay.
trimmers are kick in.
It's really cool how that worked so well over a screen. I wasn't sure. I've never done this over a screen before, and it just like picked out my one chakra very, very easily. The one that's always blocked and always has issues. So that's really impressive. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's something that it becomes stronger the more you do it too. So this is the first time Christy has ever done this. and that she's new to pendulums. So imagine after a month how much more deeply and how much more connected she will be
Yeah. This is,
of doing this on a regular basis.
it's really funny. This pendulum I ordered, my friend and I were talking about Viking runes, and I'd done that rune class for kicks, like whatever, a week or two ago. And the pendulum just came like as a gift with purchase with the runes. And I'm like, and she's like, yeah, just get it. Then you get a cool pendulum. I'm like, I don't even know what to do with this. And then this class showed up. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going to go to this class and learn about what to do with this. And so here I am. It's kind of all.
Yay. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like this one's done. Okay. Now we are moving to, where were we? Throat. Okay. Now we're going to third eye.
Yes.
I just switched hands. Is that okay? Is it okay I switch hands, or did I need to go
Yes,
back to the other hand?
absolutely. You
Okay.
don't have to be Superwoman to use a pendulum. You can switch hands.
All right. Awesome. Good. Because my other hand was tired. All right.
Sometimes I have to switch halfway in between because my arm gets sore.
Yeah. Yeah. This is like side benefit workout for your arm. Okay. So we're down crown chakra. I asked for Alex's crown chakra to be cleared and balanced.
So you're at the third eye. The third eye.
Oh, sorry. Third eye. I skipped. Sorry. Okay. Third eye. Okay. I asked for Alex's third eye chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with the throat chakra, from the throat chakra to the heart chakra, from the heart chakra to the solar plexus chakra, from the solar plexus chakra to the sacral chakra, from the sacral chakra to the root chakra, from the root chakra to the earth star chakra, for her highest and best good.
So whenever I'm doing this, I envision as the chakra is turning and it's clearing out the, like as the pendulum's turning and clearing out the chakra, I always imagine that universal white light going in there and clearing out that debris. So I literally see like asteroids and stuff coming out of the chakra, and this being filled with that beautiful healing universal light that, you know, we learn as Reiki practitioners and that sort of thing. So it's really cool. Sometimes you see like all sorts of stuff fly out of there, and sometimes it's just a little cloudy. And so the more you do that, expect there to be an expansion and to see more things as you go.
Well, this is picking back up.
I use this chakra a lot, so I am sure there is probably, I take in a lot of other people's energy. I'm an energy healer, I'm an energy reader, I read runes and I read tarot and I teach classes, and so I'm sure that chakra could use a lot of healing and clearing.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it can too. It's interesting how much we can absorb, for sure. I used to absorb so much. In fact, I had everything blocked out for years. And one of my teachers, I went to see her for a reading. This is the first time I ever met her. And she said to me, you have a responsibility to help people. And I said, I can't even go into the grocery store without 5 people coming and telling me their life story and asking me for my input. And she said to me, well, if I can show you how to set those energetic boundaries so that doesn't happen anymore, are you willing to learn? And I said, yes. And she invited me to her developmental meditation class, and the rest is history. So now I'm able to go into the grocery store and still smile at people, not like hide and not have people tell me their entire life story. Like it used to take me, even in the checkout line, I'd have somebody come up to me who wasn't even in the line and start talking. It was ridiculous. So learning to set those energetic boundaries brings a lot of peace. A lot.
Yeah.
I think this one's done. Okay. Now we are on crown. Crown. I asked for Alex's crown chakra to be cleared and balanced and connected with the third eye chakra, from the third eye chakra to the throat chakra, from the throat chakra to the heart chakra, from the heart chakra to the solar plexus chakra, from the solar plexus chakra to the sacral chakra, from the sacral chakra to the root chakra, from the root chakra to the earth star chakra, for her highest and best good.
I can just see all the goddesses flowing in, demanding Alex's attention right now.
I don't say no to them either. I say no to no one.
There it goes.
I also work with little kids for a living too, and I'm a behavioral therapist. So I also take in all
Wow.
their fun energy.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I
That's
think my
important.
13-year-old daughter could use a behavioral therapist.
Do you do Zoom sessions for the kids?
I do. Well, I didn't until COVID. Now I do. Yeah.
Good to know. I actually have a son that went through some trauma a few months ago. He almost died, and I do feel like he needs something, and I haven't figured out who or what. But he's getting better. But just accident at school, he almost he severed 2 arteries, so it was a big thing. But
Wow. I'm so sorry.
Oh my,
Poor thing.
how
It-
traumatic.
yeah, I mean, it was bizarre because it was a blunt injury and it didn't show on the outside. It was internal, and so it was, nobody knew until I was like, something's wrong, I got to take him in. And then they airlifted into the children's hospital, and that was in December. But he's doing much better now. But
Wow.
there's physically, he's mostly, like, probably 80% healed physically. He'll be fine. But the impact of it in other ways, I feel has stunted him. He's regressed, and there's, things like that. So
Yeah.
maybe we can talk later, Alex, about if there's anything you recommend.
Yeah, definitely. And I definitely do Zoom sessions as well. And so I would love to talk to you about that.
Yeah. What's interesting is, like, he really shouldn't have survived it. Like, the doctors were like, we don't know why he's alive. Like, it's really interesting. Like, clearly he was protected. It's pretty cool.
I'm so happy that
Yeah.
he's still here.
Me too.
Yeah.
Protection is huge, isn't it?
I'm so sorry you both had to go through that. That must have been terrifying.
It was very hard. I kind of see it having changed my life trajectory somewhat though. So I think it's probably really good because I'm not working at the crazy hamster wheel 12-hour job I was at. And there's just all these other things that have butterfly wing effects on all of that. So I think it's probably for our higher good. Just it didn't feel like it in the moment. But,
Good.
yeah. Still on the path. We'll see. Okay. Slowing down.
So you can also do this chakra clearing and balancing when somebody is standing up. It can be a little bit more difficult to do when they're standing up, especially if they're not actually there. When you're virtually, definitely I recommend using some sort of massage table or couch or bed, because then you can gauge where those chakras would be just looking at, that surface, right? Whereas for height, that can be a little bit more difficult. Also doing the Earth Star chakra using a pendulum can be hard because it's below the feet, right? So, but it is possible. So how did that feel, you guys? Do you feel a lot more confident after actually doing it?
Yeah, that was terrifying before. Now it's good.
That was awesome. Thank you
good.
so much for that. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you feel a little lighter, Alex?
I do. That was really nice. I wasn't sure what to expect doing it on Zoom. And actually that was pretty cool.
It worked. It worked. All right.
It did. It was cool. And being able to see like that, I don't know, anything that I've gotten done in person reflected in what you did just now over Zoom. So that was amazing.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Since COVID hit, like 80 to 90% of my practice is virtual. So, and before that, I didn't believe in virtual, but the guides told me you need to start offering, everybody needs the healing right now and we can't see people in person. You need to offer this virtually. And so I listened. I'm getting better at that.
It's just energy, right? I mean, I don't think it matters.
Yeah. No, the Divination Academy was in before COVID. Can you believe that? We were an in-person academy before COVID.
I know, right? I know. Yeah.
And now,
and how about you, Felicia? Sorry, Alex.
No, that was it. It was good.
So how do you feel, Felicia, about that now that you have done it?
I think it's wonderful. It'll definitely help too with doing some long distance sessions and that sort of thing. And I feel it gave me a lot more clarity and understanding in things that, I feel I have kind of been touching on, but not fully kind of going into, which of course is we get into that sacral and solar plexus areas that are, are blocked because of some of those things as well. So this definitely helped build more confidence in that also. So I'm excited.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. That's what this workshop is all about, is building that confidence in your intuition.
And
so
really
does everybody have this?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have one quick question. What the root chakra was where physically again?
The root chakra actually is housed in your pubic bone.
Okay, that's the pubic, and then the sacral was, which I just want to make sure I got all the spaces right.
It's just below your belly button.
Okay, and then solar plexus.
Below your belly button.
Okay.
It's like actually in your solar plexus, so below your breastbone.
Okay, so breast. And then sacral is belly button. Okay, cool.
Okay. Do you have this printed out, you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to do just like a little talk about that. So, and then we'll take like a quick break to, use the washroom, get a drink of water or what have you. So this is a pendulum mat. And this is a free download from the internet. I didn't have to steal it or anything. So that's exciting. And it's nice because, when it gets dirty, you can print out a new one.
Right.
It has, and the other thing is that all the other pendulum mats that I've found have specific things for yes, no, maybe. And I find that doesn't resonate because it's different for everybody, right? Like it's different. Everybody has a different yes, a different no, a different maybe, a different rephrase. And some people say probable instead of maybe, like, so like, it's just, I really feel strongly, everyone should do what resonates with them. And most of those pendulum mats don't resonate with everybody. But this one, the alphabet is pretty straightforward. The numbers are pretty straightforward. Then there's the male, the female, that sort of thing. And so, it's very straightforward. So I just want to mention that when we do this, so we're going to do this when we come back, but to remember, it's kind of a multi-step process. So at the point right that I'm at now, I ask a question and it will spell it out to me. But when I first started, then I would first ask if it would answer the question. And then I asked if it could spell the word. Right? So we'll go over that a little bit more in depth, but afterwards, but I just wanted to let that soak in a little bit and to have the mat out when we come back. So we'll break for like 15 minutes. Is that okay? Is everyone?
Yep.
Is that okay? Yeah, just I find when I'm doing energy work, I get hungry. That's why
I'm
I mentioned
hungry.
to have snacks available.
I'm so hungry. Yes.
Pardon?
I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Okay. So I'll see you back here at like just before 12:30 Mountain Time.
Okay.
Is that okay? All right.
Perfect.
Okay. See you in a few minutes.
Okay.
Is anybody here? Hi, Selena. How are you, Mama? Okay. So with the pendulum mat here, I'm just going to see if I can get it so you can see a little better. So you can see there's like this kind of butterfly, well, I guess it's more of a flower type thing underneath the half moon in the center of the pendulum mat. Can everybody see that? So that's kind of like your starting point where you hold your hand. So I started it with just asking, I'll give you an example. And when I was moving to Alberta, I said, can you tell me where I'll live in Alberta? And it said yes, it can tell me. And so I said, can you spell the name of the closest town? Because I knew I was going to live on an acreage. And it spelled out Balzac. And I literally thought to myself, that can't be a real place, because that's like such a bizarre name, right? Balzac, Balzac or Zac. And sure enough, it is a real place, and it is the closest place. Like Airdrie is actually closer, but because I live in Rocky View County, and Balzac's a part of that, then Balzac is like the highway exit that I get off of, so to speak, to come to my house. So that's what I started off with doing, and it would just spell out like one word type things. Now I say things like, can you tell me what's going on with my daughter being so lazy? And it will say, and it also says full sentences, and this can get a little annoying. But so like, it will say, she is feeling yada, 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 or I'll say, why did this person have to cancel today? Or why did they say this, or that sort of thing? And it'll literally say, she canceled because, and like give me the whole sentence. So, you know, because I guess my guides are very grammatically correct. So that might look different for you. So if you want to just try that now, like, you know, like first asking, will you share with me, or can you tell me this, and then asking to spell it out. That's kind of like the first step. So if you can think of a question and then try that and let me know like what happens for you.
I have a quick question. So when you said yes or no,
Okay.
I don't see yes or no on the mat. Are we using the directions
It's
that we
not.
did earlier?
It's not.
Okay.
That would be whatever, you know, the direction from earlier. So yes or no is not on the mat, as I was saying earlier, because yes or no is different for everybody. So
Okay.
that's why I found this mat that doesn't say that. But it's just kind of like you're programming the mat that you're going to use it. So you start at that central point there, and you can ask like your yes or no question, and then ask it to spell the answer to whatever that question is. So I used to, like, you can start with saying, asking it to spell like one word at a time, and then build up to asking just a question and then having it spell out the full sentence of the answer type thing.
Okay. Are we asking something that we
So
know
just
the
try, yeah, you can start out with that for sure. Ask something that you know the answer to, and ask it to spell it out and see what happens. And then maybe ask a question you don't know the answer to and ask to spell it out and see what happens. Good question. So just try that out and then just let me know if you have any roadblocks or any questions with that. And just a reminder that if you're done asking your question, it says yes or no, and then you want to ask to spell it, you can say like thank you or pendulum stop in between the questions rather than grabbing it and stopping it. It's just, I find it helpful. So I just wanted to remind you about that.
I'm a little confused about the spelling thing. How does
Okay.
this work? We're looking for the direction of the letters. It's swinging, is that right?
So if you hold it with the pendulum over top of that central point that I mentioned, this like right here,
Mm-hmm.
then the pendulum will actually move to each letter individually. So I wanted to go over this today. This might be something that comes more with practice, but I just wanted to kind of show you how to do it if it's something that you wanted to add into your divination practice. So you can also start with just asking the pendulum to spell your name.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting too complicated. Okay, here we go. We'll do that.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Perfect. The name seems to be the starting point for all of it, doesn't it?
Mm.
How's it working for you, Felicia? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, I kind of like it'll stay just kind of in that center place for a while.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to work with my name.
Okay.
Yeah. It's almost
What
just, excuse me, it's almost just barely kind of like swinging in any direction from the middle point.
Mhm. The more you work with it, the easier it will get. So that's when I said before we took the break that this is like a multi-step process for getting it in tune, so to speak, with the pendulum mat.
For sure.
And if it's something that you choose to use in your divination practice, it can be a very useful tool for sure.
Huh. And then mine just came apart on me. So maybe that's why it wasn't.
Your pendulum?
Ooh,
Oh no.
that's
Yikes.
interesting.
But you can use anything as a pendulum, don't forget. So you
Right.
can use like a necklace, you can even one of these wooden chain like the fan poles you can use as a pendulum because it's a tool.
It was just
right? Like
very
it's a
strange because
divination
the two
tool.
pieces that connect it aren't like loose, to where I can just easily slide them back on. So that was interesting.
Right. And then with the numbers, you can also ask it numbers. So for example, when I'm finished, when we're finished with this workshop today, I'm going to do some magna wave at the racetrack on some horses. And I never know exactly how many horses or whatever I'm going to do. So I said, how many horses will I magna wave today? And it said 3. And then I asked, is that going to be horses, people, or both? And it said both. So, this is just another example.
Fun.
Kind of cuts the time of asking all the yes and no questions, right? Like
Right.
if you can just ask one question, is it going to be this, this, or this? And it can give you one answer than saying, you can also answer questions out of the blue, like when I asked what town I was going to be close to when I moved. And then I looked it up in the racetrack, it was like in Balzac too. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I thought it was in Calgary. So I'm like, that's great because, I want to be working on some horses. And, the rodeo grounds aren't far from here. And so I have all those aspects. So I was like, yeah, so that worked out. Manifestation is like a whole other workshop. So also
Yes.
very cool tool. I manifested my entire move here to Alberta, and including the sale of my house. I didn't list it for sale, but I had 8 people signed up to come see it. And, all sorts of other things. Drove here, manifested a safe arrival, and then came and there was belt sticking out on the tire on the passenger side that I didn't notice. So I don't know how we managed to get here safely, but we did.
Yeah. Manifesting's like my jam. That's my thing.
Yeah, I love manifesting too. It is just like so helpful.
It's kind of funny when you were telling your story at the beginning about how you didn't know, like that's kind of been my whole life. Like I just like win things and stuff
Yeah.
shows up, and I'm like, how'd that?
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, that's weird. And this is normal. And and then I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, now I'm putting it all together. So it's interesting.
Yeah. So when I was always setting intentions on the new moon and everything, and then doing some releasing or whatever in the full and waning moon, and I just thought, like this is what everybody does, right? And then I've always done a lot of healing, even before I became a practitioner, and making all my own like everything, like deodorant, toothpaste, salves, soap, like all of those things. And you can everything made like with intentions in it, like all the preserves and everything. And I just thought this is what everybody does. So he said, no, honey, you're a witch. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Someone told me that about
You're spelling things.
Yeah.
So it's kind of wild. So do you think that this is more something to work on, like as you go? Do you have any questions like that you anticipate right now to work on this
What is the male
later
female?
on? Like, are you start?
How would you use the male female part?
Okay, that's a good question. So I would personally, there's a few different things. So male, female can also be masculine and feminine. So there's a lot of masculine and feminine aspects of like everything with the work that we do, right? So you can use it in that respect, or you can literally use it to ask, things like, is my sister going to have a girl or a boy? Or like or is it going to be a man or a woman that I work with? Or is the any male, female, or masculine, feminine questions, for sure. It's just kind of like an extra bonus on the map. I don't use it as often. I do use the numbers quite a bit though.
If you don't get something that makes sense, is there a way to refocus or reset and try again? Or, what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, you just ask the guides, I didn't understand that. Can you please spell that again?
Okay.
Mm. The numbers are also really useful for asking dates of when something is going to happen too. So also, I forgot to mention that sometimes when I'm using this mat, rather than doing the normal yes or no symbol, I will actually spell out yes and no for me. If I ask a yes or no question, which I don't do a lot of. And that's why I'm using the mat, so I can get like real answers instead of yes or no answers. But when I do, because sometimes it does come up, then it will often literally spell out yes or no. So are there any questions about this part? I want to show you a few other things before we sign off.
For the spelling, like, does it is it different for everyone, or does it go like letter to letter, or does it ever hit like the same letter a couple times before it moves to the other letter? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I find that if it spends longer at a letter for myself, that it's because there's two of those letters there. So you know how sometimes there's two letters right beside each other in a word, like annually, there'll be two L's type of thing,
Mm.
but not always. So that's part of the reason why this is kind of a learning as you go practice for this mat and getting used to it and that sort of thing. Kind of like when we were doing the chakra clearing, the clearing and balancing looks different for everybody. So being patient with yourself, if it's something that you want in your practice, to be patient with yourself and see what comes up as you go, to address it with a childlike curiosity kind of thing, to see what happens and what comes up, so that you can figure out if this is something that is useful for you and something that you enjoy. There's sometimes that I'm using it that I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to ask and see what the guides say and just get a direct answer from them rather than using this because this is annoying me. So sometimes that happens, but sometimes I really need some clarification, or if I'm in a bit of a pickle or, like frustrated about something and I just want a straight answer, like literally spelled out to me, then I will use this pendulum mat. And sometimes I'll like, if we all have, like, we try to be in a higher vibration, but we all have times where we're feeling a little low. And when I get into that kind of, questioning type mode, sometimes I'll ask it just like, boom, 10 questions in a row. And then I feel better. And then I set it aside and I might not pick it up for a month or 2 months. And then it's just something kind of to add to the toolbox, if you will. I feel like I can never have enough tools in my toolbox. So speaking of tools in the toolbox, these are divination rods right here. So I just want to show these to you so that, if you ever feel like drawn to get a set, you'll have an idea of what to do with them. And so, pretty much it's pretty straightforward for the most part, but it does have a couple of extra perks that the pendulum does not have. So for example, you hold them so you can see that these are copper and it's hollow in here like this, can all move around. So there's no way that you can get this to move on your own. That's impossible because they slide back and forth inside these hollow handles, so to speak. So sometimes people feel like as though they are guiding the pendulum or directing the pendulum inadvertently with their hand. So in that case, if you're really wondering, it's a good idea to get out the divination rods just so that you can kind of cross-reference, because it's another simple tool, right? So with these, again, I ask, show me yes. And then I'll say, show me no. And for me, I find it goes forward a bit and then back again. Okay. So then, so you can just ask yes or no questions. Like, is my daughter actually going to clean her room today? Yes. Wonderful. Okay. So then I'll ask, will my daughter get up on time for school tomorrow and catch the bus? Yes, but just barely, apparently. Now I can say, okay, so let me think here. Will all of the kittens be adopted within a month? Yes. Okay, good. Okay, so now I want to ask like a this or that sort of question rather than a yes or no question. So I'm gonna ask, what's a question I can ask? I'm drawing a blank, which is not very common, because usually I don't run out of words to say. But okay, so if okay, so will my daughter catch the bus all 5 days of the week this week? Go to the left for 2, go to the right for 3 or more. Yay, that's good news for me. I don't have to drive her to school. So that was right for me, by the way. And so you can ask like those kind of questions. So, you know, will I meet the love of my life in 2022 or 2023? Go to the left for 2022, go to the right for 2023. So yeah, so that's this year. So thank God. But anyway, those are just some examples of what you can do with the divination rods. They're just kind of a cool, like extra tool to have in your toolbox. There's also obsidian scrying mirrors, which are also super cool. So this is like literally black obsidian. And the idea is kind of similar to that of a crystal ball. So this is the crystal ball that I always
again?
have. Obsidian scrying mirror. This is an obsidian
You broke
scrying
up.
mirror.
I didn't hear it either. Obsidian
And
something. Obsidian.
Scrying mirror. So SCRYING and then mirror, like, you know, mirror on the wall. So in both cases with these, so I'll do the obsidian scrying mirror here. It's a divination tool. So it's a focus point, if you will. Okay. So if you're asking a question or if you're asking, you know, the guides, is there something that I need to know right now? And you kind of focus on the mirror and then kind of, you know, allow your intuition to just kind of focus, like blur and focus on that point so that you allow a picture to come in. Now, you may or may not see the picture on the actual surface itself. You might see it inside of your head. But what this does is it gives you like kind of a focus point. So when I was lived in Ontario still, and I was taking developmental meditation with my teacher, every year she would give us homework, right? So, or the guides would give us homework. So one year it was a pen, a black pen. It had to be black. And we had to hold the pen like out here and focus on this pen for like, I don't know, 5 minutes or whatever, and just focus on the pen. That was our homework. We had to do that every day. And so what it does is it helps to laser focus your intuition so that you allow the messages to come in. It's the same sort of idea with the crystal ball. So when you look in the crystal ball, it is also giving you a focus point, right? And it's also signaling your guides. Okay, I'm here to receive messages in both cases with both of these things. That is what it is doing. So I wanted to share with you all of these things, and the tarot cards too are tools for our intuition, right? Everything that we need is actually within us. And the biggest tool of all, the biggest tip at all that I have found for developing intuition is through meditation. So I invite you to try a meditation practice every day, just for 10 minutes. So this is almost like it's better labeled as an appointment with your guides. So if you do like the connection that we did in the beginning of this workshop, where we connect, we did like the, you know, the cleansing and the grounding and with the roots, and then we did the connection, and then you just sit and you can focus on a point about a foot in front of you. This can be anything. It's whatever resonates with you. It can be a blank screen. It can be a black screen. It can be a still scene of anything that's relaxing for you, like the beach, the ocean, the mountains, a meadow of flowers, a field of horses, whatever is relaxing to you. And that's what you focus on. When anything comes in, like your grocery list, your to-do list, what you should have for dinner tonight, what you should have said in this situation, what you should have done, push all that stuff out and just sit. Messages will start to come in eventually, if they're not already. And of course, you want to allow those in, and always be in a point of gratitude. Never think to yourself, I'm not receiving anything, or that I just received this, because that's not an attitude of gratitude. So you just want to sit and be aware that a lot of times when you're sitting for those 10 minutes, what's actually happening is your guides are doing some work on you. So they could be working on your third eye chakra, on your heart chakra. I remember one particular meditation where I literally felt like my third eye was being stretched open. Like it didn't hurt, but it was a little uncomfortable, and it was being like stretched open. And I can still feel the indentation in my forehead from that day. And I said to the teacher after, because we all share meditations after, and I told her that's what happened. And she said, yeah. Like, so that's the most natural thing in the world. I thought it was the freakiest thing in the world at the time. But, and when I could actually feel the indentation, I was like, that is just the wildest thing ever. So, you know, even if you don't feel it at first, the guides are doing the work on you, even when you aren't receiving the messages at that point in time. And so this 10 minutes, the most important thing that it does is bring you a sense of peace. When you have that sense of peace, then you're able to trust your intuition more. You're able to develop your intuition more. You're able to utilize that just seeing and hearing of the messages, as well as, you know, asking your internal self that when something's not right, like, is this right? Yes, no, like using that muscle. You're able to trust that more and realize that all of the power was within you all along. So I will share with you that I learned how to use tarot cards only for when I do readings that people have something else to look at besides my face, and also as a verification of what I am saying, of what is coming through with the guides. And I tested it out. I do a meditation before I do readings, and I write out all of the messages that come in, and then I pull the tarot cards, and the tarot cards totally resonate with everything I already saw. So, you know, it's all really connected. All of these tools are connected with your intuition, and what comes through will be guided by your intuition. It's just a matter of working that muscle and being able to trust that. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Is there like
Christy?
a preferred place to buy some of this stuff? Is there like, I don't know, does Amazon or like where does everybody get all this stuff?
Well, I have a crystal shop. So I would love it if you bought it from me, but buy from somebody that you trust is really the big thing. I have a few of these left. At the moment, I'm out of crystal balls. I normally have them in, but they just like all of a sudden sold out. I mean, for just actual crystal balls, I have lots of other spears. But I would not buy from Amazon though. Definitely not from Amazon. Maybe your divining rods you could buy from Amazon as long as they say they're copper. But
Copper.
for, you know, like your crystal stuff, not so much. Okay, so we're going to do the closing that I was talking about at the beginning, about closing with gratitude. And then the other thing that this does, if you're doing a reading for somebody else, or if you're doing a chakra clearing or whatever the case may be for somebody else, when you do this closing, then it closes and cuts you off from their energy so that you don't carry that with you, because you do not want to carry other people's energy with you. That is not healthy, right? So that's what the other reason why to connect and protect, and then close with gratitude, and then disengage. So we'll just wait for Felicia to come back, and then we'll do the closing. Can you guys hear my bird laughing in the background?
No.
You can't hear him? I have a blue and gold macaw, and he's just having a great old time up there laughing. Okay. So whenever I do any sort of anything, meditation, divination, energy work, readings, anything like that, I always close. So what this does is, first of all, we're giving gratitude to our guides and to whoever we work with and their higher power. But also, if we're working with somebody else, we want to cut off from that connection so that we don't carry their energies with us. It's really not healthy for us to do that. So this is what I say, and I'll leave a pause in between so you can say what resonates with you. So I thank my authentic essential self for all of the participation and the work during this workshop today. And then I'll also say I thank all of the participants and their souls and their guides and their connections for their assistance and guidance during this workshop today. And then I will say I thank my guides, angels, master teachers, ascended masters, the Fae, animal spirit guides, the ancestors and the archangels for your guidance and your assistance during all of the aspects of this workshop today. And I thank the saints, the goddesses, and the Holy Trinity for your guidance, your assistance, and your protection during all aspects of this workshop today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I physically do this. I cut off the energy. So I'm not connected with your energy anymore, or your guide's energy, or that sort of thing. It's setting that boundary. It's protecting my energy so that I'm not exhausted all the time. The other thing that I do is I sit and I envision the universal white light coming down and literally flushing through my entire body. So it's cleansing my body. It's called a psychic flush. So it just goes whoosh like this. And so then I'm cleansed from any stagnant energies or any hanger-oners, if you will, that are there kind of hanging on, so that I feel refreshed and ready to continue the rest of my day. So thank you, thank you, thank you for joining this workshop today. And thank you for Alex for all she does and the facilitation of everything she does, as well as this workshop. I hope that
Thank you.
you enjoyed it.
It was beautiful. You are awesome.
Thank
Oh, thank
you, Tammy.
Yes,
thank
thank
you,
you.
everybody.
And
Thank you,
Felicia,
Alex.
if you do want to join the Divination Academy, because I think you aren't a student yet, right?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Okay, cool. So if you would like to join, you are always welcome to just attend classes that you see on the main page. That's perfectly cool. But if you would like to get enrolled as a student, it's all 100% free. We do not charge any money at all for anything.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
It's so exciting.
And we have classes and events and rituals and book clubs and all kinds of stuff. So you can just message the page that you saw this event on and let us
Okay.
know you want to get enrolled.
Yes, I will be doing that as soon as we end this chat here. I'm excited. Thank you. This was
Awesome.
wonderful.
Thank you so much, Tammy.
Okay, so enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. See you next time.
Thank
This was
you.
great. Thank you so much.